I'm the man on the mic.
And I'm the guy on the bike.
And this is a Velo29 podcast. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Richard.
Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Yes.
We haven't spoke for a while.
No, we haven't. Joe's gone out and got himself new glasses. And you see.
I didn't notice. Actually, I did see something. The much discussed new glasses on a social media site.
Well, you know, it becomes a worldwide talking point when Joe gets new glasses. You know that.
Indeed.
Yeah, mate. Well, you know, what have you been up to then? Because I guess you've had a little bit of time to kind of just, you know, chill.
We're coming to the end of our summer break, which is both happy and, I wouldn't say sad. It's exciting but you know, I've enjoyed my weekends off. I haven't had a weekend off since March, and the weather was rubbish. So I've actually enjoyed the better weather and been able to do something with a bit of a summer, which isn't always the case. So it's been good.
So the big question is, $1 million question is, have you been on your bike?
I have indeed, yeah. Those of you who follow me on Strava and Zwift as well will see that I've been getting the miles in. And,
have you? You've been like properly on your bike?
Properly-ish.
Maybe almost properly.
Yeah. Well,
compared to Joe Fisher, very properly.
Yeah. Well, when I stopped racing, I didn't ride the bike very much because I struggle to just ride for fun. And I should now just ride for fun. If it's wet and cold, I should stay at home. If it's, I shouldn't be looking in for the big hills and going fast and all that kind of thing. But here I am, having ridden properly, or had the chance to ride for 6 weeks. And I'm battering it. I'm looking at the watts, the heart rate.
You are properly up for it, man. You're learning how to ride a bike again. Is that what you're saying?
To an extent, yeah.
In a professional manner, shall we say, or semi-professional.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I got myself all right. I'd even at a race.
Did you?
But then it clashed with our week away. We're taking little Elliot down to Legoland. So unfortunately...
I'm sorry, but when Legoland's involved, mate, anything else goes out the window, doesn't it?
So I couldn't stick a number on after all these years. It would have been...
That's quite a trek for you down to Legoland, mate.
We went in the Velo29 camper van.
In the camper, yeah.
Our camper van. And... it was really nice. He loved Legoland. We did the Ninjago battle 3 times. It was a bit strange, actually. I haven't been, other than our events, and it's not the same as Legoland, I haven't been surrounded by so many people. And that diversity you get, our events are a certain age group, similar kind of people generally. And it was like a dramatic diversity of people that I actually haven't encountered for I don't know 2 years now or something like that. So it's
something everybody's going through, and you get that mixture of kind of fear and excitement because you want to be with people again. I've just been working in London for 3 days, and London is actually really quiet compared to what I'm used to.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, at the moment, but it is still busy, and you think, should I be concerned or should I just get on with it? Or it is strange still. I'm not sure we're quite through this, are we really?
I'm still pushing myself to behave normally, like we always used to. And I think that's the right thing to do. So, but yeah, it's been good to ride the old bike mate,
I love the way it's such a Rich Williamson thing to do, to throw in the phrase "I did enter a race." I mean, the fact that you actually even did that, it shows that you're obviously quite confident of where you're at with regards to your riding and your fit.
It was a flat evening circuit race. It wasn't
come on,
going to be a Grand Prix or anything like that.
But pretty cool.
I'd have done all right. Yeah.
You'd have done all right.
You can train on Zwift and going out for an hour, an hour and a half. If you focus what you're doing, you can get yourself fit enough to do a race. And without blowing my own trumpet, I sort of know what I'm doing. I know how to get myself to get to that sort of 80% of reasonable fitness. I can do that without really overdoing it. So I'd sort of got myself there.
And what's interesting is, you know, what you have in the locker with regards to experience can make up for a lot of what you might not have with regards to fitness or whatever.
With all those years of racing, and that's why a flat circuit race, you can position yourself and you can probably do 60%, 50% even of the effort of the guy who's not got the experience. So I'd have got around all right, sneaked off in the last few laps and probably got a top 10 or something like that. But it wouldn't have been anything.
Listen, everybody, he's a confident guy at the moment.
But, it wouldn't have been anything physically exceptional by no means, but it would have,
enter that race. Perspective, isn't it?
Spend 6 weeks preparing. And it's all right to do. But I reminded myself of the difference, and we talked about this when we talked about training a lot in the past, the difference between going out and plodding away for 2 hours and doing that repeatedly without any sort of focus, and doing 60 minutes in a structured fashion and really thinking about what you're doing. The difference in benefit between the two is I reminded myself of how dramatic that is.
That changes,
how efficiently you can prepare for an event by knowing what you're doing, and that endless miles, whilst it's enjoyable, is not a efficient way of getting fit.
Well, that moves us on to kind of where we're at then. So you know, you're kind of where you want to be with regards to your cycling. Where are we with regards to events? I guess things are starting to kick off again soon, aren't they?
We're on September for us has 9 events, and
9.
Yeah, the Sportive listeners' ears will prick up, and actually
it's not because it's not 9 Sportives, is it?
4 Sportives, right. And then we've got 4 of our own circuit races.
Is it freedom to ride? Is it freedom to ride?
No, sadly not. No. The royalty check is cancelled this year.
I never got one, folks. I never got anything. Anyway, carry on.
We've got 5 Dales, which is it's so tough, the 5 Dales. People seek out really hard events, and the Tour of the Peak is that, the Yorkshire Beast, and various things that we do is ultra tough. And the 5 Dales, people don't recognize that it fits into that category, and a lot of people do it there's an event on it, it slots into the calendar, let's enter that. I haven't ridden out that part of the world, but it's properly brutal. It really is a tough event. If you're after, if you've had a bit of a summer of no events and you're coming back into that's really one to set your stall out and have a go at. You can do even the 3 Dales, which is the shortest of the 3 options. It's 60 mile and 5,000 feet or something. It's properly tough.
Okay. What else have we got? We've got Cheshire Cat coming up as well, haven't we?
Well, the day after 5 Dales is the Selby 3 Swans.
Yes.
So 5 Dales and 3 Swans all in 8 swales or something, all in one weekend. 3 Swans we took on from Cancer Research. We talked about it before. It's sort of an exciting and new event for us. And it's had over 1,000 people in the past. So in years to come, it'll become a bit like a York type thing. I think it's not pan flat, but it almost is flat. About 2,000 feet of climbing on the long route, which is not a lot, over 100 miles. Nice, not parts of the world we use a huge amount, so you'll see some different bits, and a nice event. And so, if you're in a different place and you're wanting to get back into sportive riding because you've had a summer off, 3 Swans is a more suitable event.
Where's that one, Rich? You said
from Selby.
Yeah,
just down the road from most of our customers, and even the people in the west get there no bother. Then the Cheshire Cat, like you say, almost sold out at our 1,000 limit. So that's going to be everything the Cheshire Cat has to offer, really. Malcorp, varying terrain, and the chance to ride with a lot of people, which I think it may well be the biggest sportive that's taken to the roads this year.
Right.
So that's going to be a significant thing. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Then we're doing a Stockport Urban Enduro, which won't attract many of our sportive riders in terms of participation. But in terms of if you want a great weekend of cycling, to come and watch something different, then turn up in Stockport on the 18th, and you can partake in that. And then we draw the month to a close with our lovely White Horse, which is possibly my favourite event, because it always was the end of the year. The sun always shone. Didn't last year; it was horrible. But it's just
who knows this year, mate? Got no idea.
Yeah, it's just a lovely ride. And then we've got Great Yorkshire Sportive on the 9th. Then we get into hill climb season. So it's like, the summer's gone. My cycling's going to go down the pan because I won't have time. But there's loads to get your teeth into, and it's a little bit like but back April, May, June, we had so much rammed in. It's a little bit like a mini version of that with loads to do. And the winter's not far away. Depressing as it is, we'll be hanging up all our wheels and taking to Zwift. So you encourage people to get stuck in. We've kind of probably got out of the habit of regular weekend sportive riding, and it takes you a bit of getting going again,
adjusting again.
It's like your Monday back at work after a fortnight's holiday, and it's like, oh my goodness me. But come Monday lunchtime, it's like you've never been away, which is good and bad. And I think it's a bit like that, pitch up, and you'll have a great month of riding ahead of you, longer than that.
And the hill climb stuff, how's that looking?
Brilliant. Entries are a bit slow for our Sportive hill climb champs, but I just think that people are not worrying about what's happening towards the end of October at this stage. I think that it'll be a sellout, super popular event. It's that experience thing again, isn't it? You can look at it and think, well, why am I entering an event which is going to last for 3 minutes? But when we got the feedback of our 3 days in Yorkshire, that experience of going down a start ramp, filmed live on YouTube, racing against the clock, it was that
timing.
Timing it. Yeah. If you'd had your new glasses then we might have got the times right.
Naughty. I think you'll find I was told I smashed it in a positive way.
It was a very flexible weekend of working. But I think the fact that it was short and this was completely out of everybody's mind. And it was an awesome experience, and it'll be brilliant. Sort of hung around at the finish, watching everybody else race. And it is a proper race. It's a closed road, and so encourage people to have a go at that.
I mean, I think I've asked you this before, but with regards to kind of this year and last year, will you do things differently again next year, or do you feel you're kind of finding your thing again?
I think that the doing things differently will kick in at the 5 Dales in a few weeks' time. So we've where you had to fill in a coronavirus form, that now becomes just a pre-event form. So it's still essential. It's bringing something important that we didn't always have, and it asks you some questions which are relevant to the event, your fitness, that kind of thing. But that's like a progression of what the COVID form forced us to do. So people will be familiar with the admin, but it'll just be a different set of questions. You'll still book a start time. We found that, we started at 6, we went as far as 15. 15 was really hard to manage. So we're settling on 10. That gives us 10 people per minute. That gives us the ability to get through a large number of people in a short amount of time, but also keeps it able to manage both for the riders and for us. Feed stations will evolve a little bit, so we won't necessarily have Portaloos. You wouldn't believe how much money we spent on Portaloos this year. An unbelievable amount of money on Portaloos. So we'll go back to inside toilets where appropriate. Just an evolution of everything we've done over the last 12 months.
But I'm guessing there are people still out there that going, well, for far as we're concerned, we're not comfortable with the complete ease of restrictions. What would you be saying to them? Because we are still in this, whether we like it or not. It's being managed, but we're still in it.
I think that, there'll be people who are shielding to an extent and or haven't yet come out of the
ventured out much. Yeah.
And I think we can't solve that. It is still a large amount of people coming together in one place. And I think we've learned stuff over the last 18 months as a world, that there are ways to stop, and not just coronavirus, there are ways to stop spreading infection. Yeah. And one of the questions is, or one of the statements on this new booking form is, we encourage people, if they don't feel that well, it doesn't, not specific to coronavirus, just wear a mask. If you've got a cold, and this is what some cultures have done for decades. Yeah. Put a mask on and limit your spread of infection. If I talk about it with the family a lot. If you're ill, why make the rest of the family ill? Do a little bit of a sort of a mini isolation. Sanitize more frequently. Wear a mask when you're in a shared space and that kind of thing. So I think that we've got the appropriate level of control for the way that the world is now. We aren't making it as rigid as it used to be because it's not appropriate to do so. But there will be people who are still thinking, okay, getting together with 1,000 people at Cheshire Cat, albeit completely outdoors, isn't for me, and that's fine. We'd love you to come back next year when hopefully it's even more, dare I say, normal.
So just looking at the clock, actually, we're nearly there time-wise, Rich. What else are we talking about? There's one or two other things that you wanted to talk about, the points thing that's going on.
Well, as usual, with every break in the calendar, we've tried to use it productively, and so we always want to do a loyalty scheme because people love it. Well, you either don't care or you love loyalty, and I think if you love loyalty, it's an important thing that it's not maybe been a bit of a gap with Sportive riding, and we'd like to fill that. So we've worked hard on a pedal points.
Pedal points, like it.
Yeah, and it's like I think even a year ago we talked about this, but
we did.
Various things got in the way, and it's different tiers of membership. So the further you ride, or the more you ride, the more prestige you get in your pedal points, and you get points for pedaling basically, and you can redeem that on just entry fees, or when we do links with Primal and we sell jerseys or coaching, all that kind of thing. So you can spend those points as well as getting the, and then you also get access to some really good discounts as well. So we're working with various companies to bring you some really good discounts. So as part of your pedal points, you become a member when you enter your first Sportive, and then you get access to things like 20% off Primal sometimes, or 20% off Apple, money off Oakley, all that kind of thing. So it's like another whole world of, and it gives us opportunity to start. We talked a lot about connections with people and keeping that going even when there's not a lot happening. I think it's a big level of that, where we can say, well, we're not doing any Sportives November, December, January, but Joe, have a look at our website because we've just got some great discounts on lights for the winter, and it's relevant to you, and it's a way to interact with us and get more out of Velo29, even though you're not actually riding, and it's not going to cost you anything extra. So hopefully it's an exciting new thing, and it'll help us. It's all, for me, it's about that interaction, but also we have so many people,
isn't it?
Yeah, so many people who do the Cheshire Cat, to use as an example, and we never hear from them for the whole year again. And it's a right shame, because they all think what we do is wonderful, and they go off and maybe ride with other organisers or other sports and all that kind of thing. And I'd love to get more of them to come and do more events, because we love seeing people more often.
That's why we've kept this podcast going as well, isn't it? It's that.
We don't actually like talking to each other. It's just to talk to you guys. So.
Well, on that note, Rich.
On that bombshell, we'll call it a day.
We'll call it a day. It's been good to chat, mate. Catching up again, and thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, cheers, everybody. I'm going to go prepare some rider manuals for the Selby and Five Dale, so look for that coming.
Brilliant stuff, and we'll see you all again soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Cheers. Bye for now. Bye.